Cavs going to or Knicks going to Dallas on a 5-game winning streak
with no Luca, whatever. Yeah,
there's no Luca tomorrow.
yeah, he's out already.
Oh, are you
I should have told you that
serious?
on the show. Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh,
Just a couple bad weather fans representing New York, talking all things sports. Man, what could go wrong? We got Alex, who's a fan of the Knicks, and Mike of the Nets. The yin-yang of the tri-state, place your bets on the Yankees, Giants, Mets, or Jets. Yeah, you should listen if they're sparking your interest. If you made a vow to your team, don't break it. Bad weather fans is the relation.
that's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 203. Mike Biseglia, Alex Benesowitz, and we are presented by DraftKings. Knicks and Nets going in two very different directions.
Damn
Knicks
right.
on a 5-game winning streak, while the Nets 16-21. I think that's their record. It's hard to keep track of all these
Doesn't
losses as they fuck off as they go into Paris to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks look to make it 6 in a row and have every Knick fan come out of the weeds and all of a sudden exist again.
Does matter. Yes.
Fuck off again. They play on Thursday night versus Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks. We'll get into all of these games, all of the matchups, and everything that has happened over the last week. But first, I want to mention that Bad Weather Fans is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. It's an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs and is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get 200 instantly in bonus bets. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Alex, you were saying this, it's plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl. Is that correct?
12,000.
12,000, excuse me. Yeah, plus 12,000, which is wild.
So if you bet $10, you can win $12,000.
Mason Rudolph, people.
Just they win the Super Bowl.
Crazy. So have some fun with it. You do it responsibly, of course. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BWF. New customers can bet just $5 to get 200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BWF. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-87-89777 or visit ccp.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Alex, how are you doing?
Doing great. Knicks keep winning. I keep smiling. I'm very happy. You know,
your group chat happy?
Group chat is very happy. Everybody's
cocky?
Great. Shout out to them. Very cocky. And of course, everybody on Twitter thinks I'm a Nets fan now, which is hilarious. You know, every time the Nets lose and the Knicks win, they're coming to me.
Well,
which is hilarious because this podcast started because I was public enemy number one of the Nets.
Course. Well,
and now it's like, you know,
well, and anybody. I mean, come on, people. If you're on Twitter, at some point, like, you have to realize how ridiculous Twitter is at this point. When you are that upset at somebody, it's unreal to me. I mean,
right
now what's happened too is I've sort of fallen into some of your quote unquote beefs because and it's not fallen into. I've attacked it. I've gotten it, but I'm doing it like as a joke because I think it's so stupid. Everything that's happening.
Ride or die, BWF. You know what I'm saying? That's
of course. But so it's just so funny. And then I'll get into conversations, and then people call me an idiot. I had somebody tell me, you know, and I'm purposely getting under Knicks fan skin when I said a comment about you know, I have to give the Knicks credit for a small fan base. They're passionate, and that pissed off somebody who's then like, you're an idiot Net fan. The only Net fan I respect is Evan Roberts. I was like,
be like, he's my best friend.
Hey, dude, Evan gets his Net opinions from me. Well, you can go fuck off.
We text each other whenever there's news.
So it's just anyway, people are just.
Yeah, and like I did a random, like, remember I did that video last week? I did a random video in the car. My wife went in somewhere to the store or wherever she went, And I'm sitting in the car, the baby's sleeping in the back, and I was like, yeah, let me do a quick video. And I'm just like, yeah, the Knicks keep winning. I'm laughing. This is great. Screw Stephen A. Smith, fake fan, whatever. And I posted, I sent it to you. I'm like, what do you think? Is this better than the dark one that I did? And I
See your
posted,
face.
and then I get people attacking me. They're like thinking that I posted that video because of all these people that were taking my screenshotted tweets and posting them for their own enjoyment, to their own entertainment and their own promotion off of me, of trashing me, because you can ask Donald J. Trump and our fake beef and our industry beef. Sometimes trashing me gets you a lot of attention.
Yeah.
He'll look at his tweets when they come after me. When I go respond, they're not the same. So it just is what it is. But I have all these, like a lot of these accounts muted. So like it wasn't the attention. I literally was just sitting there. But it is what it is. Fuck them. Who cares? Have fun. It's a bunch of idiots. But so
especially if
I'm
you're
not
on
the smartest guy.
You're on the same squad and you're on a 6-game winning streak. I mean,
right.
These two
Fuck the Nets. Let's go Knicks.
Of course. And I can't blame you for feeling that way. I respect it. I don't agree with it, but I respect it and understand where you're coming from, because you are a fan of the Knicks, and it's a sour
Look
time
at my
for
cup,
me,
Mike.
man.
My cup. Oh, you can't even see it. Oh,
it's invisible. I have
the
no
New
idea.
York Knicks cup that I got at a game. That's what I'm drinking out of right now.
It is hard, Alex. I mean, and I have to come up with my coping mechanisms for this.
Yes. So tomorrow, no Luka. Maybe another win for the Knicks.
And I have to just remember in perspective that it is about what happens in April and May.
Mm-hmm.
So from my end, I have to just understand that it's going to be, if the Knicks are winning and they get 50 wins or whatever, it's just going to be really annoying.
Yeah.
It's going to, but it will, I have to just understand that it's just part of it. And ultimately, it's all about what happens in the playoffs. It's all about what happens when they get there, and not to take the Knick winning and the Knick fan base happiness so seriously, because it is about what happens then. And ultimately, you'll enjoy this ride, but that's, the failure that I'm looking for. And anybody that says you are a hater, Mike, you are correct.
Yes.
I am.
Self-admitted.
But I will also be fair and talk about the success and how well the team is playing at the same time. So there you have it, people. I can't help it.
I bet you're rooting for Raptors Knicks first round playoff series. That would be, you'd be all
no,
in.
I'm not. I'm not at all.
You don't hate the Raptors. I know you hate the Raptors, but I mean, you don't hate the Knicks more than the Raptors.
No, because Alex, I look at this analytically. If the Knicks are playing the Raptors in the first round, that means like the Knicks are the 1 seed.
The Raptors are going to win. The Raptors are winning some games with quickly.
Yeah, but they're the 11 seed right now. They're not moving. Okay,
they can get it somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, your mic just dipped to the other side. Let's switch that up. Can we do that in real time? Can Alex switch his mic over to the other side? Go ahead.
Fucking plug.
You're back. You're back. Is that worth an edit? We'll make a decision later on the Bad Weather Fans postgame show.
But Raptors could make a run. Maybe they make another trade. I don't think they're going to trade Siakam away like they keep saying. But if they trade him, then they're going to get something good back, unless they just really tank the year. But I think the Raptors can make a little run and get there. I mean, they lost the Lakers on some bullshit calls last night or whenever.
It's just math. Look at the East. There's teams.
Well, the Pacers just lost Halliburton. They're going to take a dip. So there's that team's gonna
They're
drop.
Not playing the Raptors in the first round. The Knicks are playing. Here's who the Knicks are playing the first round: the Cavs or Miami. Or if they keep ascending and they're the 3 seed, I mean, what? I guess.
Well, what if the Knicks are in the play-in? The Knicks can still be in the play-in and play the Raptors in the play-in game.
They're not going down the play-in. This team is too good. They play such good defense. Their ball movement right now. I mean, OG Anunoby has changed the way this.
We were wrong. I thought it was going to be not going to be this good, this quick, but it's still early. You know what I mean? It's still only a couple games.
I said they'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they'd be the same, and I'll take that. I don't care. I'm happy about it. It's also the team made no sense, and we said this all off season. This team makes no sense, and it was just another one of Leon Rose's messes that he's fixing and getting credit for fixing. Like these stupid accounts on Twitter are saying it was actually a genius idea to give away Obi and then to sign DiVincenzo. And it's just like, you can't give credit to the Knicks for missing on a top 10 pick and then signing an average point guard. Like I mean shooting guard. It's just like that's just warped manipulation of data. You know what I mean? Like you're just like totally like moving the goalposts as much as you possibly can. It's just ridiculous. And
Yeah.
RJ just needed to be in a better situation where he gets the ball, and he's been playing well in Toronto. And it's not that RJ sucks. It's just that like there were 3 ball dominant left-handed players on the Knicks. Like, you know what I mean? They all needed the ball, and he's the one who had to go, and that's it.
Which is just so crazy that I don't know if Leon Rose fell into the success, but that Julius Randle has improved as much as he has. And I have
Yeah.
to give him credit because
Me
he has
too.
been outstanding. Not very good. I mean, he has been like top 10 player in the league good, take over the league, like take over the team good, where it's not just Jalen Brunson, it's Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. It's having 2 superstars and they're playing at that level. And I don't think when the Knicks signed him after not getting Kevin Durant, that in their minds they were like, we are going to develop Julius Randle to
No.
become an all NBA forward year after year.
I do think they thought he was a good player. Like, okay, this guy's good. We're gonna
Yeah.
get a nice starting caliber power forward and get some talent on this roster. All their signings that offseason said that. They got Bobby Portis, Alfred Payton, just very, very middle of the pack, Reggie Bullock, like good NBA players that can create a basketball team and win some games and maybe sneak in the playoffs. Like that's what they were thinking about, short contracts. They did not think Julius Randle would be a 2-time All-Star and maybe 3. And that's evident with drafting Obi Toppin in the top 10 over Halliburton, but they also didn't draft Halliburton because they knew they had Jalen Brunson coming. So it's just like
7 years later.
they knew. Like it's just come on. They knew. It's his nephew. He's best friends with Leon Rose's kids. Like it was happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just people can act like that. Oh, they declined this 4-year deal in Dallas. Like, give me a break. It wasn't gonna happen in Dallas. He was gonna get to the Knicks somehow. It just is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean the Mavs.
That's why they got hit with the tampering charges. Sorry, I just had to finish them. Go ahead.
Well,
Anyway.
the Mavs screwed up by not locking up Brunson earlier, and he's developed into an All NBA guard.
Nobody thought he'd be this good. Like even Leon Rose. Like I don't.
No,
think
they've advanced. I mean that's why the Knicks are having the success. It's not because of the fill-ins from DiVincenzo's a nice piece.
Yeah,
I mean that's he's filled out the roster now.
Right.
But
Deuce
that's
McBride
why
has
the
stepped
Knicks
up too, man. I'm really proud of him, man.
No, he's played great since the trade.
Great. Yeah.
No, he has.
He always kept himself ready. He was always there, man. He was always there. Every time he got his number called, he played well. He was always ready. He wasn't like that guy like, oh, man, this guy sucks. Never thought that. It was just like, all right, this guy's the end of the bench. Never going to get a chance. He's probably not that good. Kind of a thing. That's it.
Yeah, hoping that the Nets, meanwhile, just
Ben Simmons, man, he's broke a sweat this week in Paris. Then they said I have no timetable. It's just like I got no timetable. It was like the exact quote, I think. Like, what's up with that, man? You're just really stealing money.
There. Yeah,
got a free trip to Paris.
My prediction, my Ben Simmons prediction will come true.
What's that?
What I said, but you said, is he done for the season? And I said no. I said he will come back for like 2 to 4 games, and then it'll be over.
Right. And this got to make sure the check clears. Yeah.
This is the part where he's doing 2-on-2, then 3-on-3. He's going to come back in a month, and then it's going to be the same shit. So
let's just make him the coach.
Whatever.
That'd be great. Just make him the coach. And
now I know what it felt like to be a Knicks fan for the last 20 years without any success.
Well, you know what it is? This is kind of like the end of Allen Houston with Ben Simmons, where it's just like he was just like there, but he wasn't there. You know what I mean? But at least Allen Houston actually had some dignity and actually was trying. Like, you know what I mean? Like Ben Simmons literally is exactly what I said this offseason. Is just going to show up, be in shape, put up all these videos, play a couple games, and then be like, my back hurts, I don't want to play. Just retire, dude. You know what I mean? He's never, that's it. He's not.
I can't.
He's not the type of guy that's going to go overseas. Yeah, no.
$40 million next year for Ben Simmons. I mean, what a
lot of money, man.
Yeah, Nets have, and then the Day'Ron Sharp injury, because the one guy that was playing out of his mind. Well, I mean, like legit took a step. You were so excited for that they had something.
There's no Grimes. No,
it gets hurt. It's just like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
This team is a dysfunctional mess. Bridges scored 42 in that Blazer game, but no defense. They can't guard the three. Teams are just destroying them at the 3-point line, and it's a mess. And I think for the Nets, I'll say it, they've got to blow it up. They have to start over. Whatever that is, wherever they go, it's time to start over. They don't have their draft pick, so I understand the idea of tanking will not work, but it's time to acquire more assets, get younger. The Nets have a lot of players that a championship team would like to have. They have
Like
guys that
Royce
would
O'Neal.
be there. A Royce O'Neal, a Dorian Finney-Smith, a Dennis Smith Jr., who's played out of
What a
his
dunk
mind.
the other day.
That
Holy shit. Yeah.
was nuts. That was
That
wild.
was
He
young
has
Dennis
played-
Smith Jr. there.
He is
like that was.
Well, he's still young. I mean,
I
he's
know,
got
but that was
these injuries.
like, oh my god, what was that?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Vince,
Like-
Vince Carter was calling the game too, and after he dunked, he
Oh.
pointed
Oh,
to
really?
Vince, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nets have a lot of pieces that a team that's on the cusp could use. I mean, you know who the Knicks could use on the Nets? It actually would be a perfect fit.
Bridges?
I'm realistically like who the Knicks, who is an
Dinwiddie.
expiring.
You're gonna
it's
say
Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie. But
Does it make sense?
Fuck him, man. I don't want Dinwiddie. I
Yeah,
don't want
but it
Dinwiddie.
makes
Fuck him.
sense. I mean, they'll
The
never
Nets
make
are
a
never
trade.
helping the Knicks either. It's
No,
just
I
all
know.
hypothetical. That'll never happen.
But 20 minutes a game, point
Mhm.
guard off the bench that can shoot a little bit, distribute, and isn't gonna. And here's another thing: has played with Brunson and his teammates with him in Dallas when they went to the Western Conference Finals.
True. And a good way for Sean Marks, if he wants to get fired and collect paychecks without getting paid, is help the Knicks win a championship, but with making a trade. And I'm sure the Nets fan base will really, really embrace him.
If Dinwiddie was dealt to the Knicks and Dinwiddie hit a shot to help the Knicks win the title, that actually might get me done with the Nets. That might be the thing. I'd be done.
That would
be
be
done.
it for Sean Marks, too. He wouldn't be able to show his face.
Oh my god!
But at
For all
least you
12
got
of us.
Jericho Sims. Like,
And two future
two
firsts.
future protected seconds.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine? That is the nightmare. That is the nightmare. Doesn't seem like why was the
Oh.
Garden team bored out of their mind in the
Oh,
Blazer
because they
game?
beat the crap out of the Blazers. They
No
were winning by
ener-
like
no
40
ener-
points.
no energy.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like Brogdon was kicking the shit out of the Nets in overtime, hit 2 threes and then a lefty layup to win the game. And then I love the fan action, the angle. Like I say it sometimes as a joke, but like this is a tryout for so and so for Brogdon playing the Knicks. This is a tryout, and then fans are judging their opinion on a guy based on one game. It's like, dude, you think the Knicks are judging their opinion on Malcolm Brogdon, who's a longtime NBA vet, the 6th man of the year last year? Like,
Right.
you think this is the first time they're watching him? Was this Wednesday?
Rookie of the year.
Tuesday? I mean, like, give me a break. Yeah,
Right.
rookie of the year. Like it's just they know who he is. There's enough tape. They've scouted him in person on TV. The game that when the Knicks beat them by 137 points was not their final decision, and it shouldn't be yours either.
Yeah, well, it's
Watching
really
him,
funny
yeah.
too because last year the big talking point was how Emmanuel quickly got screwed
Right.
by this guy, and now you're telling the Knicks are scouting him.
Right,
Come
and the Knicks fans spent all of last season trashing Brogdon, and now they're in
Yes.
love with him. Like,
Right.
oh, he's not
this-
that good.
That's ridiculous. Quickly look like every fucking analytical dickhead
Nerd.
that was
nerd.
like
Yes.
dickhead.
Look
that
at this
was
metric. Yeah.
Look at this. If you look
Bring
at
up
him
the
off
six
the
man of the
bench,
years
it's
and
plus
how many
7.
Yeah.
People are like, look at this, and it's now here we are.
How many starts did this 6 man of the year have as opposed to quickly?
You
It's
know
just
what-
like, shut the fuck up.
But Brogdon makes sense because of he's a defender.
Right.
I covered Brogdon
shoot.
when I was at the University of Virginia because his backcourt was Brogdon and Joe Harris.
Oh, that's cool.
They were together, in
didn't
the
know that.
backcourt there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they were deep. They had a deep squad.
Who else is on that team? Any other pros?
Yes, Justin Anderson. Remember
Okay.
him?
Yes.
He had a couple. He was he
Yeah.
bounced around in the league a little bit. High
No, I know
flyer.
that. Mhm.
That was it on that.
Yeah,
team.
that's 3 pros. I mean, that's a pretty good team.
Oh yeah,
so,
Tony
yeah.
Bennett turned it around. They eventually won, national title, and what's his name on Atlanta's there. But anyway, we're not going to deep dive
Whatever.
into Virginia sports.
Inside
but
Virginia basketball.
But yeah, no, I mean that did make me laugh with the Brogdon thing. Everybody all of a sudden like, oh,
Loves
he's
him,
not quickly, and now he's the best, right? It just fits what you want.
Right.
Fits if
Right.
you want.
Fit your narrative. Yeah. No. And also like when the Knicks didn't trade for DeJounte Murray a couple of years ago, then everyone was shitting on him. And now it's like, oh, actually he's pretty good and this and that. Like, shut the fuck up. It's just the wishy-washiness because you have these accounts from one tweet to the next. I'm not even talking one day to the next. One tweet to the next. One tweet is from like Big Nick Energy is like, RJ Barrett stinks and we won't miss this. Here's his highlights of him missing all these shots. And the next one, it's like, we'll always miss you, RJ. You were once a Nick, always a Nick. It's like, bro, like keep a like have some fucking dignity. Like again, dignity should be the name of this episode. And credibility. Anyway, they don't care about that because it gets clicks. That's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Which the Nets don't have right now in Paris
Clicks.
for a Thursday game. Thursday at 2:00, which is 8:00 in Paris. And for all the Knicks fans that are confused by time zones, I get it. It's hard for you guys.
Yeah. I guarantee you Knicks fans are not going to be watching that game. Knicks Cavs in the middle of the day on Thursday, unless, I mean, I'll probably watch it if I'm home, but if I work from home that day, I don't know if I will be.
I'm curious to see what it's like
have it on in
Paris
the background
for a game, just what the fans are like. Just kind of curious because European games typically seem to have more energy than games in America.
Why did they have the Jazz? Like, why wouldn't they have like their Rudy Gobert or like somebody like that is from France that
Well, he's not
bring
on
a crowd.
Jazz anymore, but
I mean the Timberwolves. I'm sorry. Why wouldn't they have the Timberwolves there? Yeah. Why wouldn't they have the Timberwolves go or like the Knicks with Fournier who can come in and give you 5 minutes? Like just somebody on their team.
I think the Nets have a big international presence.
I guess.
I mean they obviously have a little bit. They wouldn't just randomly pick them. They already. Yeah. I don't think people from France probably as in tune with who the bigger team in New York is, or like, oh my God, we got the Nets and not the Knicks. I don't think.
Right. It's not like the Yankees. Yeah. No.
Yeah. It's not the Yankees. Right. It's not it's not the Yankees or the Cowboys.
Right.
A little different.
Right. And the Cavs might be a name because of LeBron. They might be like a team that people have heard of. And...
People love Jared Allen.
Yeah. A lot of Jared Allen fans in Paris for sure.
Yeah, the only saving grace, I guess, when the Nets get their ass kicked tomorrow, will be at least it helps the Cavs climb the standings
against the Knicks.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. Like they're not trading Donovan Mitchell, not during the season if they're in it. You know what I mean? Why would they do that?
Unless he says,
"Hey, Knicks, take him."
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're the Cavs, you feel better about dealing him to the Nets because you know that it's just going to make them like. I think it'll make them better, but I don't think it's not. Knicks get Donovan Mitchell. I mean, that's a major problem.
Yeah, I think they'd be very good if they got him. They'd probably be title contenders, depending on.
Yeah, I would say so.
They keep their starting lineup together. Even Randall, who I don't like. If you got Brunson, Mitchell, OG, Randall, and Robinson if he comes back, which he might come back, and then Hartenstein off the bench. That's a championship team, man. That really is. I
agree.
So
I think it's a team that's in the mix. I think you would put them in the conversation.
You have a chance. Yes,
they'd be with the Celtics and the Bucks.
Yeah,
the Nuggets. They'd be one of the. I'd put them up there if they got Donovan Mitchell. Oh yeah, they'd be a mix. And you'd have to give a lot. I mean, you'd have to give up a ton of picks, and you'd have to give up the Grimeses of the world. You have to give
right. But what about DeJounte Murray? Do you think that puts them into that conversation, or they're still a notch down if they get
still a notch down? But I think I mean they definitely could do it.
Right.
But I don't think
everything breaks right.
Dame. I still would have Sixers are frauds too. Those fuckheads.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe this is the year they turn around. With the Nuggets, the Nuggets were in it every year, and every year they blew it, and then eventually they broke through. You know what I mean? But the Sixers are missing something. You know what I mean? So they always are. And Embiid is just always hurt. And whatever.
Let's look at the Clippers. I mean, they've really turned it around.
Extended Kawhi also. Today.
Harden's been good.
Other news today with the Knicks, they got declined their injury exception to get more money on the cap because Mitchell Robinson actually might be back. So that's exciting. Shams came out, maybe jumped the gun and said he's out for the year, which is crazy. So we'll see who's right. Shams or Woj. So, we'll see.
Well, hopefully he gets it. Hopefully he returns as healthy for him. Me too. Just for his sake. I mean, I would have.
He's a good guy. How can you dislike Mitchell Robinson?
At that point? Yeah. No, you know who? I'll tell you. There's one Nick, and I just.
Oh, can I guess? Who you hate?
I really like him, and I'll tell you why.
Can I tell you why
I like him? Yeah, really like. because his personality is just so similar to mine. I feel like,
Oh, Josh Hart.
yeah,
You like Josh? It's
he's
hard to dislike Josh Hart. Yeah.
because he's just kind of goofy and doesn't take himself too seriously and has fun. Like I see a lot of similarities in myself in his personality, and I really like him. Then he gets on my nerves when we play him, but you know what I'm
I
saying.
should get you a Josh Hart Knicks jersey. Would you wear that on the podcast?
No,
What
no
if I
way.
get your son one?
No, there's
No,
no way I could ever put on a Knicks jersey. I mean, there's like
not even a bet. Like, you wouldn't
there's a
even make that bet.
there's situations to put on a Knicks jersey. I'm not gonna say what they are out loud, but they're like things
I'm trying to think what that would be.
like if it got to a point where it was like I
My
need to
mind
do
went
it
left.
for
Yeah,
to save a life or like serious stuff.
save a life.
But I'm
If you
not.
wear this Knicks jersey, I will live. I
Yes,
won't kill myself.
right.
Okay,
Like
I'll
oh, you
put
know,
it on. Yes.
we'll cure diseases. But there's no way. Like I'm never. And I tell you this right now. You and I will never do a bet where I put a Knicks jersey on. I think that
Those
is.
bets are so corny.
I think
too.
it's so stupid.
Stupid.
So like I'm gonna honestly, there's nothing I'll gain by putting on a Nick jersey so that I can have everybody in your dumb group chat like talk about it and get 37 likes on Twitter. It's not worth
Right.
it. So
Right. And then
like,
they can
I
always
hate
bring it back every time you talk shit, and then people will know the context, and then your picture's out there with you.
Never gonna do it. It's not going to happen. It's just not. I hate those bets. I hate them, and it's overused, overplayed.
It is.
Speaking of bets, Alex.
Speaking of bets.
Speaking of bets.
We are sponsored by DraftKings, and I'm stalling because I lost the read. But DraftKings Sportsbook, bad weather fans.
I caught you off guard though. To be fair, I didn't like pre-plan this with Alex. I just heard the word bets, and I thought it would be a nice transition for Alex. We do thank our sponsor, DraftKings, who's had a lot of fun with us. Alex, would you like me to email this in real time?
I got it. I lost it for a second, and I saved it, and I couldn't find it. Okay, here it is.
All right.
So anyway, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help you make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. The line that I like, as much as I hate it, Kansas City Chiefs plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl. That's the best odds you're going to get for a Patrick Mahomes team. And you got the Taylor Swift magic, behind him. It's kind of, I always try to bet on one that's in the middle of the pack. I nailed the Rams a couple of years ago and won big on that. So I haven't decided yet, but the Chiefs are right there for me. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code BWF for bad weather fans. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BWF for bad weather fans. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. So thank you to our sponsors. So Mike,
Yes, sir.
I put out a poll question, and then we're going to get into Dolan J. Trump's jersey number trivia, which is the return
Thank you, Dolan.
of the Dolan J. Trump jersey trivia. Let me get it up on my phone.
Buy his merch.
Search on your phone. Yes, buy his
Buy
merch.
the hats.
Buy the merch. So I put out a poll of which player would you want to trade for the most? Donovan Mitchell, DeJounte Murray, Malcolm Brogdon, or other, and comment who. And we got 1,068 votes. Might be one of the highest voting totals we've had. So you know what they say, that when you hit 1,000 votes, it's really an indication of what people are thinking. That's like the crowdsourcing kind of thing. At least that's what Evan Roberts says on Tiki and Evan and Tiki.
Oh,
That was a Tiki and Tierney. So like that's what I've heard from Evan Roberts. So he might have that from somebody. I think he got it from Al Dukes, but whatever. So, do you want to guess who won, Mike?
Donovan Mitchell with 38.7%.
No, Malcolm Brogdon won 34%.
Makes sense.
Donovan Mitchell 32% because Knicks fans are getting brainwashed by MSG and the Knicks homers that because they're not trading for him, so they want to make it like it's smart to not trade for him. DeJounte Murray came in third with 25%, and then other comment who came in fourth with 9%.
Any good others?
Let's see. Oh yes, Darren Strauss at Darren Strauss. He said Clarkson, so Jordan Clarkson. That's a good, low, replace quickly production, but with Deuce McBride playing so well off the bench, and you have Dante DiVincenzo, do you really need to add another average guard into the mix at this point? I mean, I don't know if you can count on Deuce McBride, but you got Grimes who's playing well now. Now, everything just opened up. You know what I mean? So because the team makes more sense now. Let's see. We got Bobby B at Rude Boy NYK. I'm going with Spida. Like that's Donovan Mitchell's nickname. If Nets fans don't know, I'm not impartial here either. One of my favorite non-Knicks. I want to bring him home, and having OG will offset any issues with perimeter defense you might have with the JB Donovan Mitchell backcourt. Also, who doesn't love a good sequel? And then he gives a picture of Earl Monroe and Walt Frazier because I guess there were two small guards that won a championship together. The Knicks won two with Walt.
I would love. It would be fun. I have my notifications if we did get not to the Knicks, but if we did get some sort of bomb trade, like big Woj bomb trade on the show, would be pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, we had the Mitchell Robinson injury news break on the trade. That was upsetting.
Yeah,
but I want happy news where I can
We've never had. Yeah, I mean, it's just
happy news. We had the Kyrie IG thing pop up when he went live on IG after not talking for so long.
That was the episode where we recorded with Kittles.
Yeah,
that was a long fucking night.
That sucked.
Yeah,
fucked us. But anyway,
both downloaded episode though. So
yeah, my boy Jesse at Showdon 1212 Mitchell. Of these three, don't love Murray's fit overall. I'd love Brogdon, but only if Deuce falls off. Why pay for Brogdon if McBride continues to play like he has the last two games? Jesse's a great Knicks fan, so he knows his stuff. He's not a prisoner of the moment. So I think I disagree with him on the Mitchell point, but
would you feel
giving credence to the McBride stuff is definitely real.
Would you feel comfortable with Deuce's ball handling in the playoffs and being a point and giving minutes as a backup point guard? I think that would be my kind of answer to that.
He's been there. I mean, he hasn't played big minutes in the playoffs, but he's played in the playoffs. So it's not like it would be like, holy shit, I'm in the playoffs. What do I do?
He's a ball handler.
Yeah. I think that's what he's always been. I mean, I don't know. And he's got the athleticism. I think he'll be okay. I really do. And he's just one of those guys. And props to Tibbs. I don't do this often. So, you can clip this if you want. Props to Tibbs for developing Deuce McBride slowly but surely. And he's looking like a good player. And he had a nice putback dunk the other day. He's really got some hops. Okay, I'll give you one more. How about, here we go. Other fun guy Gus at Optimistic Nick. Daniel Gafford. Need another productive center. iHeart been balling, but we need depth and insurance with Mitch out. That's also another rumor has been Daniel Gafford that the Knicks have been linked. And then last one, our boy Eric St. Croix is on this podcast a couple times. At it's just __E. He's the most logical acquisition at this point. He's not a star, but I think him and OG are such perfect complements, and Julius and Jalen, it might be enough. I know the Nets haven't traded with the Knicks in a lifetime, but I believe a slight overpay by the Knicks could change that. And it's a picture of, you can't see, Mikal Bridges in a Knicks uniform.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. Enough of the poll question.
I'm an adult.
Yes.
Let's move on from that.
Damn.
Sorry.
Taking a shot at Eric.
Sorry, Eric. You're awesome. I was irritated by the Nets. I don't understand. The Nets have this thing where they don't play rookies at all, only when you're tanking versus the Bucks. And it's just really remarkable because the number 21 and 22 pick in the draft are just kind of not involved at all. And
right.
If you're going to suck, man, I sound like you 3 years
ago. Try. Yeah,
it'd be fun to see at least because the Nets are in a bad position where they're stuck in the middle with who they have, but they're playing like a bad team without draft picks.
Right.
I think as a fan, at least if we can see some rookies playing and developing on the court, gives you some energy and juice for something to believe in, but you don't even get to see them. It's annoying. And I don't like that part of the Nets. They have done a nice job developing young players, but at the same time, man, it'd be great to just see them on the court. Like, the Nets team that went to the finals in 2002, they relied on two rookies that played
Right.
big minutes. And it wasn't like Richard Jefferson and Jason Collins were there in
Right.
huge spots. So it's not, I don't know. Irritates me.
No, and for context, Emmanuel Quickley was a 25th pick in the draft. And, Quentin Grimes is around that pick too.
Let's
And
just
they're
see him
both
play.
quality players. It's just like, let them give it a shot, and they're
Well,
not like the middle of the second round picks. They're first round picks.
No, and there's
like,
all this, there's this
Yeah.
whole thing about, we got these picks from the Suns and we get all excited about the picks from the Suns. Well, Noah Clowney is one of the picks from the Suns.
Right.
Let's see him play.
We see the fruits of our labor that we had to
Yes.
deal with.
With the 87 draft picks we got back. All right. You want to do Jersey trivia? You want me to go
Yes.
first or
Okay.
second?
Jersey number trivia. I'll go first. I'll read first. Jersey number trivia sponsored by Dolan J. Trump. Buy his merchandise at Dolan _J_ Trump. He's a mixture of James Dolan and Donald Trump. I don't know if you've heard of either guy, but if you haven't, then, I don't know what to tell you. Did you know Donald Trump is running for president? I know Sal Licata on WFAN didn't know, which is ridiculous. But anyway.
Hey, that's
Anyway,
almost, I'm almost jealous that he did
that he doesn't know. That's don't be
it
jealous.
sounds nice.
That's you're
Yeah, but to be like,
an
I mean,
idiot.
there's a part of, but to be, I mean, you and I,
Come on.
I don't know if we discussed this a little bit, but yeah, you and I were not the biggest fans of Donald Trump as the president. I mean, we
No.
despise the guy. So I
Yes.
think the idea that he's floating and could come back is sort of, I think, always in the back of our heads, like this, like legit could happen.
Right. But
So I
like,
think there's kind of a nice bliss to not knowing that happens would be nice as opposed to having fear of it. But then at the same time, I guess, it's probably best to be informed what's happening
what's
in
funny?
your world.
well, it's not funny, but it reminds me of a story when I was really quick when I was in college. I think it
Please.
was college when Hurricane Katrina hit.
Okay.
It's not funny. It wasn't a funny situation at all.
Yeah.
But I'm like watching this and I'm in college and like, this is like before social media was crazy, just Facebook back then.
Yeah.
And like wasn't like the news all the time. So like I'm like go downstairs to my roommate, my buddy Mike, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy what's going on with the storm.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? He puts in the news. He's like, how the fuck did I not know 3 states are underwater right now? And like he's like, and ever since then he's like paid attention, at least from afar, of the news. Like you have to be aware, like you can't just be like breaking down the Mets bullpen every fucking day. Like I don't know. Anyway, that's just I was raised different, I guess. So anyway,
it's good to know what's happening.
yes,
It's not a bad thing.
yes.
I
Anyway,
am
so
jealous,
Jersey number
though,
trivia.
just
Yes,
not Donald Trump
Ignorance.
in particular.
Ignorance is
But
bliss.
then at the same time, you have to make sure so history doesn't repeat itself. But anyway, not important. Jersey number trivia. Go
I
for
have
it.
another funny story, but I'll save it for after the podcast. Or maybe at the end. So I'll tease that. So
Okay.
jersey number trivia, basically Dolan J. Trump gives us a jersey number and gives us a bunch of clues. And I read the Nets one and Mike has to guess it. And then Mike reads the Knicks clues and I have to guess it. And we'll see what happens. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to wait till the end of all the clues before you give me the answer so the fans at home can play along. So give me a little buzz sound whenever you get the answer, but I'll keep reading the clues. Go ahead.
Just maybe I had an idea for next time how to do this as well. Maybe
Okay.
I'll save it for post production. Go for it.
Okay. We'll tease it for next episode. Okay. I don't know why he gave me the number last, but he told me read the clues in that order. But isn't the point of jersey number trivia is to get the jersey number in the beginning?
I don't
Because-
remember. Yeah, he did this. He wore number blank. So
Okay,
yeah,
so he probably messed up. So
I guess I just have to guess the person based on clues. Fine, whatever. I don't know jerseys anyway, so it's irrelevant.
okay, okay, fine.
Just
I'll read it the way he said.
just read it the way he said, because I don't want him annoying me
And
tomorrow.
then he's gonna text you all day long or DM you. He only DMs on Twitter, even though he has our phone numbers. He DMs
I
us on
hate
Twitter. It's just-
I'm gonna move forward. If I get a DM from you, Dolan, I'm going to text you. Okay.
Or message him on Facebook. Something.
Right.
So anyway, he played in the NBA for 10 years, but only won for the Nets.
But only like ONE or WON.
One, like number 1, 2.
Okay.
Like number 1.
So he
O-N-E.
played for 10 years in the NBA, but he played only one of those
Remember,
years.
don't guess,
for
just
the
buzz.
Nets.
Like buzz.
Okay, I don't
when
know
you
what
get
it
the
is
answer.
yet.
Okay,
but
if you got it with that, then I would be like,
so
holy shit,
10
bro.
years in the NBA, 1 year for the Nets. 10
Okay.
years in the NBA, 1 year. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
it is Andre Karolinko.
No, don't guess.
Oh,
Remember,
sorry,
just
sorry.
buzz. You have to buzz, but
Okay.
that's not it. So he was acquired from Utah for a second round pick
That's a
that
close.
ended up being Pat Connaughton and was
Oh,
later dealt by the Nets to Portland in the Gerald
oh.
Wallace trade. Remember, just buzz when you get it.
Well, I gotta think. Say it out loud again. I'm so
Okay.
bad at this.
He was acquired from Utah for a second round pick.
Read it slower.
He
It's fast.
was acquired from Utah for a second round pick that ended up being Pat Connaughton and was later dealt by the Nets to Portland in the Gerald Wallace trade. That's a very confusing clue. So it's a lot there.
Keep going. I don't remember the trades.
He was a one-time All-Star and an NBA champion as a member of the Detroit Pistons. His best statistical
I should know
season,
this. I should know this. It's pretty good clues.
It's a known player.
Yeah, no, I got you.
His best statistical season occurred in 2005 when he wasn't an All-Star as a member of the Utah Jazz, where he averaged 18 and 9.
Say that last
9 rebounds.
Say that again. 18 and 9. Okay.
His best year came in 2005, but he wasn't an All-Star that year, and he was a member of the Jazz.
Mehmet Okur. Oh,
don't follow
guess.
the rules.
Don't
Buzz.
Bzz, bzz.
Okay. With the Nets, he was limited to 17 games during the 2011 season, which would be the end of his NBA career. Mike, what do you think it is?
Mehmet Okur.
Good job.
Did we say his number?
He wore number 13 if you didn't get the memo, he said at the end of that.
All right, I got it. Eventually got it. Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah.
Man, he won a title with the Pistons. That's right.
Yeah, he must have been like
that's a good
bench. I don't even remember him on that team.
All right, you ready? All right, here we go. He was a lottery selection in the 2002 draft by the Wizards. Lottery selection, 2002 draft, Wizards.
Okay.
He played 11 years in the league, 6 of them with the Knicks.
6?
Yeah.
Wow.
6.
Okay. That's
a lot of years. He attended college in the Big Ten and played in the NCAA title game.
6 years. Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah.
He signed as a free agent with the Knicks in 2006 and then again in 2011.
Oh, bzz, bzz. I got it. Go ahead.
He was a part of a 3-team deal in 2010 that sent him to the Rockets in a trade where the Knicks acquired bad weather fans guest Tracy McGrady.
I got it.
You got a lot more clues than I did. During his second stint, he was traded to Portland in a deal that brought back Raymond Felton and Kurt Thomas. His favorite kind of ice cream is strawberry. I don't know. I made that part up. He wore number 20 and number 9 during his 2 stints with the Knicks.
Jared Jeffries.
Read the clues in that order.
Jared Jeffries, right? That was right.
Yeah, you got it right.
When you did it clicked for me with the 2 stints. That's where it just like clicked for me. I'm like 6 seasons. Holy fuck. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how he throws you off with the 6 seasons. I'm thinking 6 consecutive seasons. Like, how would you not get that?
How would you want to? Here's an idea. Moving forward, if I read a clue, you read a clue. I read a clue, you read a clue.
Oh, that's so confusing. You
think that would be good? End of that. Yeah. Bad weather fans, we got it. Thank you, Dolan J. Trump. Make sure to buy his merch. Alex, before we wrap up, did you have another story you wanted to tell, or are you going to save that? Is that for on air?
Yeah, I can tell it. I can tell it quick. It was funny.
Okay?
When I was at work a couple years ago, and there was a temp that worked in my office, and I'll say she wasn't the brightest, and we were talking about how one of my colleagues had a stomach issue, and we're talking about maybe you should go on the Brat diet. You know, the Brat diet, it's bread, rice, apples, and tea. If you just eat that, it'll make yourself solid. I'll put it that way. Like, you know, so when you go, it's a lot easier. So I said, oh, you should go on the Brat diet. She goes, the Brat died? Like, no, the rapper, you know, the Brat, the rapper. And she was like literally like shocked, like the Brat died. I was like, I felt so bad because she was like serious. I almost laughed in her face, but I was just like, no, the Brat died. Okay. So anyway, I don't know why I told that story, but it just came up. It was like one of the funniest moments in my life that I couldn't laugh about. So
she listen to the podcast?
Because I'm a good person. No, I have no idea. I forgot.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, shout out to her.
I did not see that story coming. I thought it was going to be something about, I don't know, not that.
Yeah. Not the Brat.
We are.
Shout out to the Brat.
Episode
Tyrese.
203, Bad Weather fans.
Yeah.
Thank you to all our guests that have joined the show in the past.
What do you like? A whole lot of. Tell me, babe. Okay, let me stop singing. Anyway.
No, keep going. Take it over. Take it over.
No,
Knicks.
Knicks play the Luka-less Mavericks. Mike is really mad that Luka's out.
I was hoping he was playing. Go Kyrie. Take care of business.
Your favorite.
I'll be rooting for him.
That's gross. Anyway.
We root for the Mavs. Bad Weather fans, presented by DraftKings, episode 203. Alex, we'll talk to you later. All right.
Peace. Thank you.
You're welcome.